Have you ever felt invisible, like no matter what you say or do, certain people just refuse to respect you? It's one of the most frustrating and soul-crushing feelings we can experience. Whether it's a colleague undermining you, a so-called friend who takes you for granted, or even a family member who makes you question your worth, disrespect stings. It shakes your confidence and leaves you doubting yourself. I know what it's like. I've been there, feeling dismissed, belittled, and powerless. But here's the truth: you don't have to accept disrespect from anyone. In this video, I'm going to share 8 raw and unfiltered strategies to deal with people who don't respect you. These aren't your typical turn the other cheek tips. They're real, actionable tools grounded in Stoic wisdom and personal experience to help you stand your ground and take back your power. If you're tired of feeling overlooked or walked all over, you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you'll have the clarity, confidence, and strategies you need to demand the respect you deserve. Let's get started. 1. Reduce your exposure to toxic people. One of the most powerful ways to handle people who don't respect you is to reduce the time you spend around them. While it might not always be possible to completely avoid these individuals, whether they're coworkers, relatives, or casual acquaintances, you can decide how much of your energy and attention you're willing to give them. I used to think that because I couldn't entirely cut someone out of my life, I had no choice but to endure their disrespect. But here's the truth: you can limit their influence. If it's a colleague, keep your communication strictly professional and stick to what's essential. If it's a friend or family member, politely avoid unnecessary conversations or commitments that bring you into their orbit. Guard your emotional space carefully. The more time you allow toxic people to occupy, the more they deplete your energy and undermine your sense of well-being. Let me give you an example. I once had a coworker who constantly belittled my ideas in meetings. At first, I brushed it off, thinking maybe they don't mean it that way. But the more I interacted with them, the more their words started to chip away at my confidence. I found myself second-guessing everything I said, both at work and in my personal life. It wasn't until I limited my interactions, speaking to them only when absolutely necessary, that I began to reclaim my peace and self-assurance. The truth is, regular exposure to toxic people can drain your energy, erode your self-esteem, and even make you question your worth. You don't need to make a grand statement or explain yourself. Just quietly and intentionally step back whenever you can. The less time you spend with people who don't value you, the less control they'll have over your mood and self-worth. Prioritize your mental and emotional health by drawing clear boundaries and minimizing their presence in your life. You owe it to yourself to choose peace over toxicity. 2. Set clear and firm boundaries. The next essential step in handling people who don't respect you is to set clear and firm boundaries. This isn't about staying quiet and hoping they'll get the hint. It's about confidently communicating what behaviors you will and won't accept. Here's the hard truth: people will only treat you how you allow them to. If you tolerate disrespect without holding them accountable, they'll continue to push those limits. I've been there. There was a time when I let people walk all over me, thinking that if I stayed kind and patient, they'd eventually respect me. Guess what? They didn't. It wasn't until I started speaking up and defining my limits that I saw a real shift in how people treated me. Whether it's a boss who constantly oversteps or a friend who diminishes your worth, you need to communicate your boundaries clearly. Respect isn't earned by staying silent, it's earned by standing up for yourself. Be assertive, not hostile. Use calm but firm language to make your boundaries known. For instance, if someone repeatedly interrupts you, you could say, "I value having respectful conversations, and I'd appreciate it if you'd let me finish my thoughts." Yes, it might feel awkward or even nerve-wracking the first time you enforce your boundaries. But remember, that discomfort is temporary. The respect and self-confidence you'll gain from standing your ground will stay with you far longer. 3. Respond with silence. Sometimes, The most powerful response to disrespect is saying nothing at all. Not every battle is worth your energy, and not every rude comment deserves a reply. In fact, silence can often deliver a message far more impactful than words ever could. Disrespectful people thrive on getting a reaction. They want to push your buttons, provoke you, or drag you into an argument that leaves you flustered. But when you choose silence, you take away their power. You rob them of the satisfaction they're seeking, and suddenly, they're the ones left feeling small and unsettled. There's a quiet strength in refusing to engage. It shows that you won't lower yourself to their level, and you won't waste your energy on meaningless conflict. Instead, you maintain your dignity and composure, rising above the noise. I've learned this firsthand. Sometimes the best response to someone's disrespectful behavior is to let it linger, unanswered. Don't justify yourself. Don't explain yourself. Let the silence make your point for you. Next time someone disrespects you, try this. Instead of reacting right away, pause. Take a deep breath and hold your ground. Allow the silence to speak for you. Not only does this give you a moment to collect yourself, but it also forces the other person to reflect on their behavior. Trust me, silence can be far more powerful and unsettling than any comeback. Let your calm presence do the talking, and you'll send a message that resonates far louder than words. 4. Avoid power struggles. Here's a hard truth. People who disrespect you often do so to create a sense of control or dominance. Their goal is to provoke you, whether through frustration, anger, or defensiveness, and pull you into a power struggle. But when you react emotionally, you're unknowingly giving them exactly what they want, your energy and attention. The key is to remain calm, collected, and indifferent. This doesn't mean you're tolerating their behavior. It means you're refusing to let their actions dictate your emotions. By staying unshaken, you reclaim your power and send a clear message. Their attempts to get under your skin have failed. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wisely said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Focus on controlling how you respond, rather than trying to change or defeat them. The next time someone disrespects you, resist the urge to engage in arguments or prove yourself right. Instead, stay calm, respond briefly with clarity, or choose to walk away entirely. This approach not only protects your self-respect, but also leaves them with no control over you. True strength lies in choosing your battles and refusing to give away your peace. 5. Don't take it personally. When someone disrespects you, it's easy to feel like it's a direct attack on your worth or character. But here's the truth. Their behavior reflects who they are, not who you are. Disrespect often stems from their own insecurities, frustrations, or unresolved issues. It's rarely about you at all. I know how tempting it is to overanalyze every rude comment or action, wondering if you did something to deserve it. I've been there, carrying that weight, feeling responsible for someone else's behavior. But the moment I stopped internalizing their actions, everything changed. I realized the problem wasn't mine to carry, it was theirs. Their behavior was a reflection of their own struggles, not a measure of my value. This shift in mindset is incredibly empowering. By choosing not to take things personally, you free yourself from their negativity. You can detach, stay grounded, and see the situation for what it really is, their issues, not yours. Remember this, you control how much someone's disrespect affects you. When you stop giving it power over your emotions, you reclaim your peace of mind and confidence. Their behavior doesn't define you, how you respond does. 6. Know when to walk away. Sometimes the most powerful way to respond to disrespect is to simply walk away. When left unchecked, disrespect can quietly erode your self-esteem, draining your energy and confidence over time. Staying in an environment where your worth is constantly questioned will only harm your mental and emotional well-being. Walking away isn't about giving up or admitting defeat, it's about standing up for yourself. It's a bold statement that says, I deserve better, and I won't settle for less. I used to believe that staying and trying to prove my strength made me resilient, but I've learned that true strength lies in knowing when to leave. Walking away isn't about winning a battle, it's about choosing your peace. You don't need to endure disrespect to prove your value. Arguing or explaining yourself to someone who refuses to see your worth only wastes your time and energy. When I began walking away from toxic situations, I didn't feel like I was losing anything. Instead, I felt lighter, freer, and more in control of my life. Walking away can look different depending on the situation. It might mean stepping away from a toxic conversation, distancing yourself from people who don't value you, or even cutting ties completely with someone who repeatedly disrespects you. It could involve ending a long-standing relationship, reevaluating a friendship, or making the tough decision to leave a job where you're not appreciated. These choices are rarely easy, but they're often essential for your growth and long-term happiness. By walking away, you reclaim your power and make it clear that your self-respect is non-negotiable. Your time, energy, and peace are valuable. Don't waste them on those who refuse to see your worth. 7. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. Facing disrespect can be draining, especially when it feels like you're going through it alone. Constantly defending your worth takes a toll, leaving you emotionally exhausted and disconnected. That's why it's so important to surround yourself with people who uplift, encourage, and truly respect you. A supportive circle acts as a shield against negativity and a constant reminder that you are valued, appreciated, and loved. For me, having a small but strong group of friends and family has been life-changing. Whenever I've encountered disrespect, they've been there to listen, offer perspective, and remind me of my worth. These are the people who show up for you when you feel too tired to stand up for yourself. Their presence gives you the strength to walk away from toxic situations without guilt or second-guessing. They help you understand that your value doesn't depend on how others treat you. It depends on how you see yourself and what you're willing to accept. A strong support system also builds your confidence, making it easier to handle disrespect when it happens. These people reinforce the truth: you deserve kindness, fairness, and respect. They become a safe space where you can process, heal, and grow from negative experiences instead of carrying the pain with you. Building this kind of network might mean distancing yourself from toxic relationships and seeking out those who truly care about your well-being. But trust me, it's worth it. As the saying goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. When you surround yourself with people who lift you up, you begin to recognize your value and reject anyone who tries to tear you down. In the end, the right people don't just make you feel supported, they empower you to set boundaries, stand tall, and never settle for less than you deserve. 8. Appear confident and steadfast. When faced with disrespect, confidence and steadfastness are your strongest shields. Those who disrespect you often target your perceived weakness, hoping to unsettle you or make you lose your composure. But according to Stoicism, others cannot control you unless you allow them to. Remember, your worth does not come from praise or validation from others. It comes from knowing who you are and standing firm in what you believe. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Your calm mind is your greatest strength. They will marvel at your composure and lose their power over you." A practical example: I once had a colleague who constantly undermined my ideas during meetings. At first, I felt anger and wanted to react emotionally. But instead of letting my feelings dictate my response, I chose to remain calm and confidently defend my perspective. I said, "I've thought this through carefully, and I believe this is the right approach. If you have a different opinion, we can discuss it with specific reasoning." My response caught him off guard. By staying composed and assertive, I stripped his disrespect of its power and regained control of the situation. So never shrink back or bow your head in the face of disrespect. Stand tall, maintain steady eye contact, and speak with conviction. Confidence is not about being aggressive or confrontational. It's the quiet assurance of someone who knows their worth and does not need to prove it to anyone. When you appear confident and steadfast, you send a clear message: I know I deserve respect, and I will not accept anything less. 9. Focus on self-improvement. When someone disrespects you, don't waste time reacting. Turn it into fuel to become stronger, better, and impossible to ignore. According to Stoicism, you can't control how others treat you, but you can control how you respond and grow from it. Instead of getting caught up in negativity, use their disrespect as a reminder to focus on yourself. Epictetus once said, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish for them to happen as they do, and you will find peace." When someone tries to belittle you, don't waste energy trying to change them. Redirect that energy inward, learn more, develop new skills, strengthen your body, and sharpen your mind. When you dedicate yourself fully to self-improvement, their lack of respect becomes irrelevant. There was a time when someone criticized me, saying I would never achieve anything significant. Instead of getting angry or lashing out, I chose to focus on my work. I learned, practiced, and improved myself step by step. In the end, my success became the clearest response to their disrespect. Remember, your growth is the most powerful answer. When you continuously improve, you no longer need to demand respect. Your achievements and character will speak for themselves. Dealing with disrespect is never easy, but the way you choose to respond determines how much power you give it over your life. Always remember this: the way others treat you reflects their character, but the way you react reflects your self-respect and strength. Whether you decide to set firm boundaries, speak up, walk away, or simply refuse to engage, the choice is yours, and that choice is powerful. You are not obligated to tolerate behavior that diminishes your value. Here's the truth you need to hold on to: you deserve to be treated with kindness, respect, and dignity. If someone fails to offer you that, it becomes your responsibility, not just your right, to protect your peace of mind and your self-worth. When you surround yourself with supportive people, set clear expectations, and stand firm in your value, you raise the standard for how others treat you. Disrespect may still appear in your life, but you'll have the tools, confidence, and composure to handle it on your terms. So the next time someone disrespects you, pause, remember your worth, and take action that aligns with your self-respect. Never let anyone make you feel small or undeserving. Stand tall, honor your boundaries, and always choose yourself first. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you found these strategies helpful, share this message with someone who might need it, because we all deserve to know our worth and stand in our power. Let's continue to build a community where respect, support, and strength are our foundation. Stay strong, stay confident, and never forget, true respect always begins with how you treat yourself.